Okay, so you've got gravity waves because Einstein designed gravity waves and explains how the gravity waves work, and it works things out, and you came up with nuclear fission and nuclear fusion from it, which is quite outstanding. But it still didn't allow you to go faster than the speed of light without destroying yourselves. Now, with my fragment flipping universe, you can travel faster than the speed of light, you can accelerate to the speed of light, exceed the speed of light, and travel many times the speed of light without being destroyed in a linear fashion. No warping of the space-time continuum needed in my fragment flipping universe. You can travel faster than the speed of light without a problem. No problem whatsoever. Right, now, in the Einstein universe, you've got this matrix of gravity, which is like a matrix, and the sun sits in the gravity well here and makes a dip, sort of like an indentation in it, and that in turn makes another dip out here, which the Earth sits in, and it's like a circle, and the Earth just like follows around and round and round in this gravity well thing here that the sun's set up through its, I don't understand exactly all of it like here, but you know what I'm talking about, and it all creates waves, and it's all very, very nice. Now this is my fragment flipping universe with your linear gravity matrix, whatever you want to call it, right? But what it's done is you've got your magnetic field lines and your gravity field lines coming out here, alright, and this is what happens. They come out like this, and we can map these. We've seen them visually, and we can actually map these in many different ways. And the field line and the magnetic line comes down through the centre of the Earth, alright, as well as exerting a linear line here, what you perceive to be a linear line. It isn't actually exerting any force here at all. The Earth's sitting on this bow wave here. Well, not bow wave, it's the field lines, the gravity field lines and the magnetic field lines, and it interjects with the Earth's field lines, and why didn't you pull the moon's in, and the moon's field lines as well. Draw the moon in. There we go. And the moon as well. And the moon interacts with the Earth's field lines, and also interacts with other field lines which are projected from the sun as well. And this creates all sorts of whirls and wisps which are undetectable by the human eye, and I think undetectable by almost every single sensor devised by humans right now. I'm not sure if it's every single sensor. I'm not sure we can actually sense that yet or not, but we'll be able to soon, especially if you work on that kind of thing there, yeah, instead of that kind of thing here. Alright. And don't forget, Einstein was a clever chappie, and he had nothing to work on apart from the observed universe. Now we've got computer models and all these kind of things, we've got them to work on. So someone's going to come up with a brand new theory, and they come up with brand new theories all the time. And in fact, Einstein had to come up with a few calculations, different calculations, which completely conflict with each other to get his whole universe to work. So that means, because it doesn't all fit in, that means it doesn't work correctly, which means it doesn't know absolutely everything. He was missing some bits. Now I do believe my fragment flipping universe extends past his understanding and goes further on, but I'm not a scientist and I don't know how to talk properly, so it's very hard for me to explain things. So you probably can't understand what I'm saying, but I understand what I'm saying inside my head. It's extremely frustrating. Anyway, I'll watch you a lot over the next few years. I'll watch you a lot doing the things that I've dreamt of and I know work, and you're all saying are impossible, but I'm saying are possible, and they all come true, and they are all coming true. So you've got a couple of choices. Either I can read the minds of the scientists working underneath the ground right now that aren't published, or I'm influencing those underneath the ground through my superior intelligence. You make your choice. I don't care. It's one or the other. I'm either receiving telepathic thoughts from monster mad scientists around the planet, or I've worked all these things out in my mind and I'm inflicting my thoughts upon everybody else, and then you're all doing it. Anyway, fragment flipping, that's what happens, and they interject with each other. And they interject with each other, they interact with each other. And that's gravity. If I've got a distance, this is how the whole thing started, like, if I've got one thing here and one thing here, and they've both got a magnetic and gravity field, now they've both got a magnetic field, they're going to create a gravity. And if I've got one thing here with gravity and one thing here with gravity, and a magnetic field and a magnetic field, they're going to create something else, like a bloody diggy-booty. I don't know what to call it. It's a Svangen Diggy Brungendoogu. It's a complex geospatial anomalous effect at the moment. It's a geospatial anomalous effect at the moment, and once we work out what it is through doing that, it's upside down or it's the right way round, it's just 2D representation, it's in a 3D spatial thing, and to draw the 3D I just can't be arsed. It's just like, spin on that. I want to spin on that. If you think I'm going to draw in 3D for you, that could take me hours. It's just, you don't understand it until you get into the 3D. I'm just going into the 3D now, and it's like inside my head. I was just going into 3D. I looked at it and I just went into the 3D then, and it was like, whoa, Jesus, that's amazing. So we've got the on top of that, you've got the field line from the super giant black hole, whatever we call it, the centre of our universe, supermassive black hole. That's coming through the Earth and coming through the Sun. And if you want to, you can instantly communicate with it like that, right with the centre of the black hole at the centre of our universe. But you don't want to communicate with that too often, because you might get sucked into it, kind of thing, like, you know what I mean? You don't want to be sucked into the black hole at the centre of the universe, and that's what they call wormholes. They're not wormholes at all. It's not a wormhole. It's a fragment flip. It's an exchange of fragments. Now, our sun is so many years old, and the magnet at the centre of it is covered by a geothermal layer, a bit like my gypsum board layer with paper on top of it. The magnet at the centre of the sun is covered by a geothermal layer, and the only way something that's magnetic can get to that central bit is to get right down to the centre, and it's protected by a geothermal layer. Do you understand? Not all the bits can get to the centre of it. The magnet, the magnet drive at the centre of, not the centre of our Earth, the magnet drive at the centre of our Earth is covered by a crust and water. It's got a, not a geothermal layer on top of it, it's got a atmosphere, which is a, it's not geothermal, is it? It's not what is it? It's a geothermal layer, is it? Are they all geothermal layers? I don't know. I can't remember, what do you call the atmosphere? Like, the lightest things in the atmosphere at the top, and the heaviest things are at the bottom. Is it a mass orientated layer? So the Earth is covered by a mass orientated layer, so is the Sun. The Sun's covered by a mass orientated layer. The lightest things are at the outside, the heaviest things are in the centre. Alright? And the things that create the magnetic field are the metals, which are in the centre. And they're covered by a piece of paper. So on the outside it makes a magnetic